Hey everybody, welcome to WOW. And wow, thank goodness warm weather is getting here. I hope everybody is having a good weekend. Let me say to all the families this Memorial Day, I know it's viewed as a weekend at the lake or a weekend of traveling, going somewhere as a vacation. But we still need to remember and memorialize those men and women, young men, young women that have fought and given their lives for the freedom that we live in today. And the freedom we have, no other country in this world enjoys. And that would be another message. But when your freedom puts another in bondage, your freedom has become dictatorial again and communistic. And we see that trying to happen in America. And to all my believing friends, no matter what you see going on, it's going to be all right. And it's not because Jesus is coming any minute. It's just there's going to be people that are finally just fed up with stupidity. And so I just want to say, just remember the families of those. There are a lot of moms and a lot of dads today that are grieving the loss of their children and close relatives who fought and died for this country and the freedom we have. So I certainly appreciate you all tuning in to this WOW program. Do not forget, many people don't use Facebook, and they use YouTube. So be sure and tell them by email or pass it on in a text message. They can see this on YouTube, usually within a 2 to 3 hour period. What I do right now is post it on YouTube, and you can go back and watch all of these, whether on Facebook or YouTube. But thank you again so very much for being a part of this. I'm seeing you guys chiming in. And again, I'm happy to be, and I keep on hearing more and more of you guys say, hey, you're my pastor. That's just the way it is right now. That's fine. I want to be able to lead you into green pastures, and some of the things I teach can be corrective. And it's not because I know everything, but for years I didn't see myself that way, and I wasn't initially that way. But when you're a spiritual father, you want, as in the natural, you want your kids to grow up. And actually, I have 2 boys, and I want Derek and Parker to go farther than I ever have. That is my desire. And that's what a spiritual father does. They can tell you, hey, now listen, you're a grown person, you make your own decision, but I took that exit before, and it's a dead-end road. And I'm telling you, by wisdom, don't take that exit. So to me, that's what pastoralship is, and it's not limited to that. But a spiritual father will not only encourage you to be all that you can be, but they will also just encourage you to stop and think and rethink and become an entrepreneur. Don't limit your life to others' opinions. Develop your own opinion, even with God. So anyway, thank you guys again. I was teaching, as I do and try to, once a month at a church in Oklahoma on the last Wednesday night of each month. I've been going to that place for 32 years. And July marks 32 years of full-time ministry for me. And I don't take any of it back. I don't regret any of it. I absolutely love it. Give me 32 more. I absolutely love helping people the best I can. But I was taking the pulpit the other evening, and a thought crossed my mind, and all the thought was that came to me. The Lord said, worry is man's effort to argue with God's goodness. Do you realize, now you and I both know, worrying does nothing. You can worry about something all you want to, but it's not going to change anything about it. It stresses you out physiologically, it wears you out mentally, it drains you out. Worry does nothing. Worry is simply proof you're not operating in a childlike faith. You know, we have, I say we because I've done it many times over the years myself, you know, we need a childlike faith, but I don't know that people or myself, I can only speak for myself, have really understood what a childlike faith is. But for instance, just yesterday, day before yesterday, I went over to my oldest son Derek and his wife Lexi's house, and Derek's birthday is the 31st, and little Cade, the grandson, he turned 2 on June the 1st. And so they were just doing both of them at once, and we were having our thing, and little Cade at that age, he is a fireball running around, doesn't say, you know, his words aren't intelligible or anything like that, but for the first time, he loves it. When he sees me pull up, he's standing at the glass door and he's smiling. And this time when I walked in, he said, "Papa." And I thought, you are my man, Papa. You know, and I was sitting there thinking again, you know, little Cade, 2 years old, that boy never worries about a mortgage payment. He never worries about food. He never worries about having clothes to wear. He never worries about anything. He just lives and loves life. And that took me deeper to thinking, when Jesus said, don't worry about what you're going to eat, drink, or wear. Don't even worry about that. That was that fatherly mentality of the Father being spoken through him, saying, look, the parents take care of the bills. The parents take care of the insurance. The parents take care of the food. All you've got to do is live and learn to be loved. And that's what childlike faith is. I believe every one of us could even graduate a little more into childlike faith. And I'm going into graduation anymore. I just seriously believe worry is proof that man is trying to get involved with God's goodness. Every time I worry or you worry about something, well, how's it going to turn out? You're trying to ascend to the throne of God. That's what worry is. It is man's futile effort to ascend to the throne of God and just be in charge. It never works. Trust is the only truth that will cast down and do away with worry. Little Cade, he doesn't worry about the stuff I just mentioned. No, all he does is trust. And if you and I could just get to that place where when God said, don't worry about what you're going to eat, don't worry about what you're going to drink, don't worry about what you're going to wear, just live. Do what I've called you to do. Work the job that I've given you. Just you do this and let me take care of this, because the minute you start worrying, you're trying to be like me, and I'll just let you try. But it won't work, because worry will get you nowhere. And this is very simple today, but it is very important to understand. A lot of times, especially being raised in church, we blame the devil for anything. But do you know worry is the evil demonic force that you and I battle? Oh, you can go buy your 500-page book on spiritual warfare, but it boils down to one word: worry. Because as long as you worry, you're in a battle. The minute you quit worrying about it, that is the very same minute the battle is over. So why do we even worry? You only worry about what you haven't accepted as truth. So if I worry because I'm sick, I haven't accepted I'm healed. If I worry about this bill or that bill, or this could happen, or this may happen, all I am saying is I'm not walking in trust. Because see, the word says, your Father says, you just keep being a child in your faith and watch me work. I'm teaching you how to trust me so other people can trust you. Worry is really the evidence of this. The natural elements you're going through are affecting your emotional man. Do you realize that? Worry is an emotional reverberation. It is not a spiritual acclamation. It is a reverberating of your emotions. Your emotions are running chaotically. It's like 5 o'clock rush hour traffic in your head. That's what worry is. And again, worry is just really evidence. The natural things that you're going through are affecting your emotional man more than the truth of what God said is affecting the spiritual man in you. So only trust will stop the worry. Worry is just, how do I say it? Worry is the uncertainty of an outcome. Some people say, well, I'm concerned about it. Well, being concerned just means I'm aware of it. That's what it should mean. I'm aware of it. But to worry about it, now you're saying I'm trying to fix it. So it's okay to be aware of it. It's not okay to try to fix it in your head. It is not okay, and I hope you guys are getting this. It is not okay to worry. Worry is simply proof a childlike faith has not been achieved. Maturing in the Lord, because I am a very strong proponent of being strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. But being strong in the Lord, well, Mark, how strong am I? How childlike are you in your faith? In other words, how much do you worry about what you're going through? That's how strong you are in the Lord. And you may be thinking, well, I've been saved for all these years. It doesn't mean you have childlike faith. It really doesn't. When God said, the Apostle Peter said by the unction of the Holy Spirit, He has blessed us with everything that pertains to life and godliness. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean you don't have it. Trust is what makes what is spiritually promised come into a physical manifestation. Just because you don't have it yet doesn't mean it's not there and available and yours. It just simply means that trust. Just trust. Well, why is it taking so long? You're developing trust. Well, how do I know I've reached trust? Because you don't worry about it. Oh, that's the reason I don't tell many people what I need or what I'm going through. Because I don't want, and I know they mean well, but I don't want them saying things like, well, I'll be praying for you. No, you just, hey, here's the way I would respond. If I was your dear friend and you told me your problem, I just say, hey, God's faithful. You know, God is faithful. That's enough right there. God cannot lie. And if you really believe that, you can just get back to living. And I say this Memorial Weekend, let it be a memorial not just of remembering the heroes who have given us the victory and the freedom that we live in this country, but let this Memorial Day be a time that you say, you know what, that was the same day in 2022 that I began to just say, hey, I'm letting it go. I'm not going to worry about this anymore. I'm not going to worry about that anymore. It doesn't mean you stop working your job, or you stop being a husband, or stop being a wife, or stop being a mother or father. It doesn't mean that. It just means you're just going to go ahead and do what you know in your heart you're supposed to do, and the outcome God is taking care of. And some of y'all are really needing to hear this, because the childlike faith is really based upon that trust. So I began to study, again, the psychology of what trust really means to a child. And psychologists in conglomeration say things like, it's that feeling that somebody or something can literally be relied on. You know, that's a few words that we throw out there. And I talked about it here, several months ago. But that series on Faith Works by Love that I came out with, if you don't have it, please go online and order it. Because those 3 words, I love you. Oh, I love you. But many people don't know what it means to be loved. If you really know you're loved, you trust. And if trust can never... Some people have trust issues. Well, Mark, what do they act like? People that have trust issues are always looking for you to do something wrong to validate the fear and the skepticism that you may do them wrong. They hover, they nitpick, they argue. You know, how many people have trust issues with God? Now, I can understand as you mature in Christ, but when you truly have graduated and truly trust God, then you have a childlike faith. Pretty simple, but it's pretty true. So, according to psychology, whatever you reach for, and this really stood out to me, whatever you reach for in the times of fear and pain, that proves what you trust in. If you reach for the alcohol, if you reach for the drugs, if you reach for God, whatever you reach for, that's what you put your trust in. So trust is the antidote to, it's the medicine that's going to heal a chaotic mind of worry. It's going to slow the rush hour traffic. That's what trust does. And trust is developed. Trust is developed When you know something is reliable, well, Mark, I've asked God to do things and he didn't do it. But you evidently really, and I say this in love, but I don't know if you really believe he's God. Because if you believed he's a good God, then you'd know that things are going to work out together for good as you trust God. Not everything works out together for good because not everybody trusts God. We've got people that say the right thing. How you doing? Oh, I'm healed. I'm healed. I'm healed. But they're not trusting God. And some people are. And that's not being derogatory toward any. And you may be thinking, yeah, but you don't know what I'm facing. I do know this. All things are under his feet, and he is your Father. Okay? He is your Father. I think it was last week, or I don't know, maybe the week before. I lose track of it. I taught just a brief snippet of how God